Back in 2007, little chibi Amon, 1 year old, didn't have any big taste in the matter of anything besides just playing location games, cardboard things, and most importantly, just being a freaking goofball. But I got better taste in life growing up, obviously, and the greater deal. We'll find a great deal of love for the case matter of the early 2000s to late 2000s, especially the early 2010s case matter of stuff, going from the matter of Bakugan, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially one of those being peak Justice League, Teen Titans, Iron Man, Armored Avengers, getting the anime. But I obviously never got in the matter of adult animation or other case matter of peak works. Until this early Black History Month, which I hope everybody's been having a great Black History Month, I rewatched, after just only seeing a snippet of it, and just saying it as a joke to one of my friends that has a crazy ass afro, being the case of my man Josh, aka Limitless_bots, I would peak Afro Samurai, the grade A anime that accompanied Samurai Champloo mixed with the Boondocks, and at the same time peak some case of matter different showcases of the manga that was written by not case of matter of a black writer but by a Japanese writer, and say some art style accompany their case of matter of things of black culture and different cool matter of writing and cooling ass things since the shining of how it would be like to see Yasuke, the only component of a black samurai, be seen in a more fantastical case of way. I peeked it, watched the show, I'm planning to go ahead and buy the matter of the mangas, and most importantly, I watched the movie Afro Samurai Resurrection. Afro Samurai, if obviously you come to this video to know about him as a case of my iconic case of matter of videos within a matter of Amon's reviews, with talking about a character, a different matter of things within the matter of media, and or how powerful they are as a power scaling video. You know that Afro Samurai is about a black man named Afro by nickname or actually name because of his crazy ass iconic afro, so long you can make a ponytail out of it. Wanted for a matter of Japan or a place in the case inspired by Japan, wanting vengeance for the death of his father by a guy named Justice. There's a lot more to his character, and I'm going to be explaining that. But I hope you guys will enjoy this video as always. I love y'all. I'm going to see you guys in it. Let's get it popping. This all starts with Afro's father. He's not known for the case of matter of his name, but just in the case of matter for his legacy and the things that he did. This being said, same time, the case of matter of Afro's mother, but whoever she was, obviously Afro's father, took a miller's case of matter of care because of the fact that he wields the #1 headband, not in the sense it's like a power technically, but more as a symbol. To understand the big case of conflict slash plot evoking thing within Afro's world is the case that there are 2 headbands, technically multiple, and the enlistment to the matter of getting to the #1, but at hardcore there's really only 2. #1 headband symbolizes the matter of a man that has the power of a god or is like God in the standpoint of being that dude, being a silvification of the guy your girlfriend told you not to worry about. Then you have the second headband, #2. The second headband declares a man or woman to be able to challenge God in this case, and being able to slay the case of #1 from being #2 allows you to go ahead and ascend the saints as to be a god and be the greatest matter of a samurai or just person in general throughout all the matter of time that you walk on this earth. Someone like Afro's father wielded the #1 and was a great proficient matter of a black samurai. But then, a person that he technically had a relationship with in a different account, Justice, this gunslinger, has the #2 headband wrapped around his head. He faces Afro's father and he kills him in a very stunning fight, a very dope intro. But the reason why he killed him, not just to go ahead and get the #1 headband, but because of the fact that they had a whole psychological and in-depth case disagreement about how both matter of voters of the headband should go ahead and be wielded within the matter to #2 to the #1 and how it should go about it. Afro's father believed that the Afro sentiment of being just in your own means of stuff and not needing to go ahead and worry about others and go down your own means of path is how the case of the headband should be wielded. As Afro's father gained it for whatever case of matter of journey that he gained knowledge of this type of matter of way of life from, and he thought the way he was living is trying to take care of his son and being just a wandering samurai, in this case considered to be like a ronin, which is really how Afro be moving, is how things should be done. But Justice over here disagrees, and he feels like because of the fact that people are always going to be hungering for power, people are always going to push to do things within the means for their own, and conflict and war and different matter of things that basically spark the means to do this and do that is the staying of people, and the fact that the case of the number one is not using the case of matter of the power of the headband rightfully, and is more just wandering around with it being wrapped around his head when he's not really making so. The stasis for the legacy and the cycle of vengeance and bloodshed to become what it is pretty much degrading the use. And pretty much justice will go about killing him because of the pure fact that, again, he sees that a great deal of humans are evil, even though not all of them are. But in Afro's world, it is a plague of devilish intent around the corner everywhere you go. So Justice him have a great case matter of clash, and he kills him, and a very interesting capability, what is being said, to be able to just regenerate a fucking arm after Afro was booming different on the case of offense, what is being said. And I'm just saying that as a record for his father, what is being said. I'm just gonna call him like Afro 1, you got Afro 2 being Larry, our protagonist, but still Afro's father, aka Afro, just dies, right? And so then Afro Jr. over here, he saw his own father get killed right in front of him, with his head being decapitated by Justice. He takes the headband from his dead skull, throws it to Afro, and while there's a little semblance of life in Afro's father, he dies pretty much in his arms. And from that day, Afro always swore vengeance as a little boy. And so he took his father's head, had it put back, took his sword, his iconic case shaft and dynamic blade, and he moved through the matter of life, always trying to escape, and having the case of the number 2 headband, as Justice gave it to him because he had a number 2 headband, and so he gave it to him. And so eventually, after getting rocked by bandits and almost dying, this being said, this man Afro will be taken in when the matter of a little girl and her older brother mixed with a master that's known as Swordmaster, and be taught in the ways of the samurai. He'd be taught great deal of skills and be taught the greatest matter of offense, killing intent, and brutationism. And because of the fact that this kid is psychotic, as a little boy, he's always trying to find who's the number 2 to get that headband back and go ahead and go on the journey to get to the number 1, aka Justice. And so he kills a motherfucker while he's clapping cheeks to get it, because more the matter people that rock with him, he does all this stuff, and he causes more and more trouble at the school for where he does this. This case of this sword fighting school with all these in case of matter of people. This man Afro keeps bringing trouble left and right, and so much of it to the point where this man has to get his sword reforged because of the fact that his father's sword is being obviously used in multi-case matter of killing and being grim to the bone. So eventually, going a little bit older, teenager to then the young adult, this man Afro has to go ahead and decide a big fatal thing in his life. As at this point, this man has had a calm and decent life. He has friends, a brother, basically now within the case of matter of his boy, aka the guy that if you watch Afro, or is this a cultured individual, the iconic swordsman with a teddy bear head, that guy, that would be the case of matter of his sword brother in this case. And so he had a great deal of love for this man. He has case of matter lands for the matter of his little sister that also was very fond of him, more deeply fond. I'm gonna talk about that. No case of matter of like no our belly activity with Afro and her, what is being said, to be fair. But this man Afro had the best matter of life. Like I said, he had a case of matter of master, friends, all that shit. Especially this man having great taste in matter for lemonade and shit. But when it came down to his sole mission in life, to get it back in blood for his father, to get vengeance, he had to find number 2. And the number 2 was always there. It was his master. He said it out loud to him and showed it off in the case, taking the case of the number 2 headband from his back and strapping it around his head. This man Afro really thought long and hard, especially as there was bandits trying to get the number 2 headband, and were trying to kill him. But his master, being a great sword master that he was, pretty much pulled a massive splinter, even though getting injured in the mix. And a bunch of kids, matter of his students, aka his brothers and sisters in arms, it seemed like almost were getting just deliberately multi-case bodied, and mainly it was only brothers. In the case of Usuru, the little sister to his brother in arms, almost got killed. But his brother in arms really suffered the most because of this. And as everyone died, Afro pretty much just looked at his mentor. He said, "You still want this headband?" And this man Afro thought long and hard about everything that came into play and what his brother in arms was saying about how you don't need vengeance anymore. You have a family. You have people that love you. Why do you need this stinking headband? What are you going to gain from it, Afro? And Afro was pretty much like, that's cool and all, but like, I'm heartless, nigga. I'm gonna get it back in blood regardless if y'all niggas gonna be there for me. So he splits his mentor's head, was being said, takes the number 2 headband, and then from there, his brother, being at death's door, pretty much says, "I'll never forgive you, fuck off." Falls from the case of matter of the edge and matter of the mountaintop that they on, pretty much, and this man is presumed to be dead. And so Afro wanders back to back, being a case of matter of like a Ronin, moving through the matter of his world, being the devastation of every matter of a clan, mercenary group, bandit, whoever the fuck comes his way. He's just a deliberate case of matter of menace, just going throughout the case of Japan like shit, Greek and none but death. Again, this man Afro is all about the matter of getting vengeance. It doesn't matter who gets in his way, what is being said. It's all about revenge for him. Even with him having disinterest in good and bad, he's not entitled by stand full-fledged evil, but remember, this nigga, he ain't no hero. And so, it goes throughout the matter of the general matter of anime, going about the means to try to get vengeance, what is being said, going from the mode in case matter of travel, showcasing great deal feats, meeting up with Usuru again, that goes to Zuchiko, correct me if I'm wrong, and having sexual temptation for her, in this case, her being an adult, what is being said, even though this man like Afro's like late 30s, being like 40 something, as he's like way older than her, and she probably like, I don't know, early to mid 20s now, I don't fucking know. This man Afro, like shit, has sex with her, and then when she full tells him the case of her plan as she was rocking with these fucking peanut head brothers, he is frustrated, stabs the wall, but stabs that she a ninja, and she gets killed. But this man Afro actually had the same sense of likeness for her, especially with the R&B song that played in it, which is actually pretty fire. And the soundtrack is bussin', even though it might be considerably outdated, right? But this man Afro has the greatest amount of time with her and actually has likeness for her, and it's like, you took my wifey? Oh no, it's on one now. You can't just go ahead and have me be on one for my father, who was probably been over here rolling in his grave in the case of like disappointment for how long it's been taking me to do this. But at the same time, you not gonna come over here and just straight up disregard the fact that this was my wifey thing. That's not gonna happen. So this man Afro, that's the most obvious thing. He's gonna run it up and kill anyone that gets in his way now. And he does that pretty much, taking a multi-disciplinary people, fighting a robot version of him, pulling off some cool feats, killing all of them, except for number 3, who is just trying to offer this man tea for the fucking number 2 headband, what is being said. I love number 3, I love these niggas as well. But then at the same time, you have the case of Alan, or whatever the fuck his name is, like he's from like name sense, because I know I'm thinking like Alan, but I feel like that's kind of his name, I fucking remember. But Teddy Bear Swordsman, aka his friend, is a cyborg now, and is still on his ass about the pure fact that he caused the case of death of all his different matter brothers in arms, mixed same time with his sister. He feels like he didn't know that she's alive, and he actually has 2 sisters, we count Resurrection, which I'm still mixed if that's even canon. And then Afro defeats him, presumably here, but he's still alive. And so after doing that, he eventually goes back to the iconic mountaintop where his father died and where justice resides. And in the case of the manga, what is being said, in a comic book case matter of fashion, but not necessarily as a con with it, this man Justice is actually dead, as it's been so long to the point where this man Justice is just nothing but bones with the headband, as this man Afro has been seeking this man for so long and has drowned himself in so much rage, vengeance, and sorrow that he's disregarded the fact that he has lived for so long chasing after a guy that's pretty much been a dead man from the past this entire time. And so, if we talk about the anime, he actually does defeat Justice in a great case matter of battle, sees for the matter of his regeneration plan to grow a fucking 3rd limb to cut a nigga head off with splitting edge speed and fucking multi-pizza slices this nigga. And then after that, many years later, after having the number 1 headband and number 2 being left off, this man, Teddy Bear Swordsman, kills multi-case matter different people with different headbands. Like, I don't know, fucking 20 niggas have headbands. He got all of that except for number 2 and number 1, right? And this motherfucker faces him, and Afro iconically defeats him, with his being said, leaving this man presumably dead again. But then, years later to resurrection, which is a whole Nurkic matter debacle and different thing, which I'm not going to explain the whole thing, as I'm not going to go for this mental history. I just basically want to explain the general niche. Pretty much this man is older. Another Gyat shorty wants to go ahead and take this man out, presuming the little sister to this man, Teddy Bear Swordsman. I don't know the timeline, I don't know how it works. Like, this is most kind of more random thing, and I guess this man Africa, because I don't really in-depthly explain. That's one of my problems with this movie. Like, she doesn't really flat explains why she's so mad to the point where she wants to go ahead and Frankenstein this man Afro's father, fucking android style, and kill him, especially with the people that are around. It's just kind of the most random thing. It's not really explained what Afro did, but I'm gonna take it that, like, I don't know, the sword master of their school protected this other place with a cherry blossom tree, and because of his death they could not be protected, and she knew this. But like, I will never understand this. Like, it's random, it's not explained anywhere. I don't know if it's supposed to be explained in the manga. That will help. But pretty much this man Afro defeats a bunch of matter of different cyborg niggas, defeats the case of a great swordsman that wields number 2 after him getting jacked as shit, because he's old now and nerfed, with this being said considerably, especially because of being heavy rusty with the case of his katana skills. Defeats this man that has it in a very case of scummy trickery, dirty fighter way, but in this case being for the means of vengeance. And then from there goes about a matter of defeating his Frankenstein father and being still goated considerably, but just full anti-hero Death Stone case of matter of nigga, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much his whole history, what is being said. Either way though, time to go talk about what he can do and his capabilities, what is being said. Afro is a very great swordsman, like I said before. He's really a samurai, with his skills being trained by the sword master, and obviously going beyond in the case of matter of any matter of in person that he faces. Generally in skill, he's defeated the case of matter of his own dude, defeated case of his brother in arms, defeated multi-case and assailants, bandits and people. He's ridiculously fast and skilled, has battle IQ out the buck, so fast and skilled and precise that when a guy shot a flintlock at him as a bunch of his boys was going at him, this man was able to be precise and proficient. He was able to split the bullets from the flintlock, and a flintlock generally moves between 124 meters per second to going to the matter of 200, depending on the matter of the caliber run. But this will put this man from the matter of being subsonic plus easily, and he dodges arrows back to back, so he's easily on some Jin Sakai timing, to then being the matter of a low matter of supersonic to even what is being said, but he does stuff beyond the matter of supersonic, so I'm not trying to lowball him, as I know people have lowballed this man Afro, and I'm trying to pay respects to him. And you know, Dev Battle does that decently, especially with the Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai battle, even obviously Samurai Jack slaps, but still, anyway, what is being said as well, shout out to the DJ and his Afro Samurai Resurrection for this song, even though this fucking song with its fucking mixtape album cover look is a case of matter of being destroy all Afro Samurais or kill all Afro Samurais, even though the song is called Nappy Afro. It's the most goofy shit, but it fits. Either way though, still, this man uses this case instance of splitting the fleck to go and kill all the boys that were coming at him from behind, to go ahead and get splittered. He multi-splitting edge and splattering niggas, moving beyond comprehension. This man is literally a shadow of death every time he moves, as is being said. Shot a dude with a multi-case matter of crossbow launcher. He killed a guy later on that shot him with a rocket launcher, even though he was fatigued, what is being said, and poisoned. This man still split the rocket as it was going and was able to survive, even though being big grazed from it. The case of this big bombastic explosion of a rocket, making the case of his durability to attack potency with Newton's third law to be from the matter of being at a low end, going from the matter of a wall level stand to being to the low small building level to easily the case of matter of small building level at a minimum. Okay, at a minimum, what is being said. So going further, the matter of his speed, kind of what he can do, endurance and different stuff. He defeated a robot version of himself as Killmonger, the case of matter of Saiyans after that, but his robot version is able to shoot rockets. He's reacting to that, dodging that shit, splitting that shit, moving ridiculously fast, popping off ridiculous. This man is also able to survive crushing to matter building. So again, small building level at a minimum, strongly that's consistent, but you could argue maybe from a small building plus record of scale, with the megatons. With this being said, this man at the same time was able to also deflect a laser from him from like a good feet away, but it was only make him roughly from a death battle scan. Mixed with the credit is the fact that this man doesn't like riding with the calc. This man would be easily 20% the speed of light, what is being said, or faster than that in that record. So this man would be of relativistic, right, scale, what is being said. So from supersonic plus to relativistic is pretty consistent and reasonable. So then from there, this man defeats obviously this robot version, and considerably just from there is this multi times more greater and faster and ballistically more speed, hacksy, and dominating than anyone else. And someone like Ninja, what is being said, aka literally just like cray demon nigga and Afro's mind. I forgot I'm gonna speak about him because I was so interested in this talking about Afro. But first of all, shout out to Samuel L. Jackson for voicing him. I have a new case of love for him. He also voices Afro, but Afro's a very stoic, humble, considerably more like just like inner conflict demon personified. But shout out to him for voicing both of them. But this man Ninja calls him a legend in every kiss of regard. He's a #1 for a reason. He defeated his birds in arms twice, what is being said, defeated a resurrected version of his father. And at first he lost to him from a mix of being fatigued, tired, mentally nerfed, and unwagered. At the same time, mixed perception if he perceived that he was poisoned before. But when he was at full strength, he defeated him off screen. And he overscales everybody, what is being said. He's able to kill a nigga with just his feet. Afro Samurai is really that dude, my nigga. Like, Afro is built different. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Afro Samurai when it comes down to his history, in case it's a matter of his power scaling, things like that. If y'all like to have me showcase him in a versus battle, that would be cool. At first I thought him versus Jinsaka would be interesting, but now looking back and actually scaling, looking at the count, doing the math, nah, this man Afro, he deliberately dominates and slays Jinsaka. There's nothing Jin can do. You can't even react to him, and he can't hurt him either. There's no way. Unless like equal stats, but even in Afro's a way better form of a swordsman, way more superior, proficient, everything. Either way though, I love you. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out, army. Love ya.